Hello everybody, I am excited that you are back and ready to do some more math with me today. Again, it's really cool that we get to teach all of the first graders here, so I know that you have had some lessons by Mrs. Rellinger, Mrs. McGurl, or maybe you're going to have a lesson today by Mrs. Tarkowski. We are working as a team just like we expect you all to do when we're in the classroom working in groups, and that way we can accomplish a lot more. So today's math lesson, we are going to learn how to decompose two-digit numbers. So yesterday you spent some time just counting tens and ones. And now we're going to kind of flip it and make sure that you know what each group of 10 really means, meaning what the value is of it, and then what those ones really mean, what their value is. And what I mean by that is when we have a two-digit number, let's say like 23. This 2 doesn't just mean 2. It's not 2. And this 3, you have your 3 here. Because if I was going to look at that and I counted it, I would count it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's not the number that we are doing today. We're not doing the number 5. We're doing the number 23. And so we have to understand exactly what does this 2 mean when it's in this place, and what does this 3 mean when it's in this place. So we're going to decompose some numbers. That means we're going to break them down and figure out exactly what is the value of each number. And we're going to do that in two different ways. One way is we're going to write an addition sentence. So we know that this number plus this number equals that. Another way is we're going to do a number bond. So in order for you to participate today, you're going to want to have something to write with and something to write on. So if you don't already have those with you, go ahead and pause this video so you can go get something to write with and something to write on for our lesson on decomposing two-digit numbers. All right, I'm going to assume that everybody who needed to get a writing utensil has pushed play again, and you are ready to rock and roll today for math. So first we're going to start out using a number bond. And so what that's going to look like is it's going to look like 3 circles that are in a triangle. So on your piece of paper, or if you have a whiteboard or Magnadoodle or whatever you're choosing to write with today, go ahead and you're going to draw 1 circle at the top, 1 circle over here, and 1 circle over here. See kind of our triangle, and we're going to actually connect them like this. We're going to leave this open for right now. So sometimes when we do a fact family, you use something like this. For example, you might have 6, and then you'd have 2 and 4, and that equals 6. We're going to do the same thing today, and our large number will be up here, the whole, and these will be the parts that make it. This is where we're going to decompose it. But instead of doing an easy number like 6, we're going to do some of those two-digit numbers that we've been working on. So your job today is to think about the large number and what 2 numbers we would make with it. Okay, so here's an example. Just check out mine first, and then we'll do a few together. So if I have a number like 31. 31. Now some of you might think of some really creative ways like, oh, 15 plus 16 equals 31, or 20 plus 11, and those are correct answers. But for today, we're going to break it down into what number is our tens really saying, and what number is our ones really saying. So if I'm looking at 31, this 3 doesn't mean 3. This 3 actually means 30. So I'm going to write 30 down here. And this 1 is actually just a 1. So I can see that 31 is made up of 30 and 1 more. You can kind of put a plus sign right in there. So let's try a few more now. Now that I showed you what I'm looking for what is the value of this tens digit, And what is the value of this ones digit? So you can either just erase the numbers that are in the center, or if you're using a piece of paper, you can go ahead and draw 3 more circles. Here's our next number. We're going to do 56. 56. So if I listen to that word, 56, it kind of gives me the idea of what I'm going to put here and here. 56. Let's do some different colors here. This 5 doesn't mean 5, it means 50. You got it. And then this 6 means 6. 6 ones. Just like when we were looking at the numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We had 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 50. It doesn't mean 5. It means 5 groups of 10, which is actually 50. And then our 6, it is just 6 because there's 6 little ones. All right, let's try 3 more, and then I'm going to show you the other way that we can decompose the number. So we're going to use our number bond first for 3 more practice problems. Here's your 2-digit number. We're going to do 28. 28. What does this 2 mean? And then what does this 8 mean? What is the value of that 2? 20. So we're going to write 20 down there. And what is the value of that 8? 8. So 20 plus 8 equals 28. All right, 2 more. Draw your circles if you need to, or erase. Here's your next number. 91. Say it out loud, 91. It helps you decompose it. So this 9, because it's in the tens place, is actually what, everybody? 90. And this 1, since it's in the ones place, is just a 1. So 90 plus 1 is 91. Last one. $67. Think about what the value of this 6 is and what the value of that 7 is. So this 6 actually means 60 because 6 groups of 10 is 60. So you write 6 groups of 10 and 0 left over, 60. And then this 7 just means 7 because it's 7 ones. 60 plus 7 is 67. So one way we can decompose our 2-digit numbers is by using this number bond. Putting the 2-digit number at the top, breaking it down by tens and ones. The other way is by writing a number sentence. So if you're using a board like mine or something smaller that you can kind of erase, you're going to want to have blank plus blank equals blank. Because this is the format that we're going to use to decompose our numbers. So I'm going to write the number at the top. I'll give you an example. We're going to say, what's our group of tens actually mean? What's our ones? And so what is our answer? So if I started off with 32. 32 is the same as, what's that 3 mean? 30 plus 2, put it together, 32. Now, one thing that sometimes people do is they would write 30 and 2. What is that really? 302. Yikes, that's not what we want. So make sure When you break it, we need that 0 there because we need it to say 30 and not 3. But when we put it back together, this 3, because it's in the 10 spots, already tells us it's 30, and then that 2 is the 2 left over. So let's try 3, writing it this way in our number sentence. And some of you who might have thought, oh, that looks kind of familiar. There's our plus sign. It's really similar to a number bond. We're still breaking it, decomposing it. All right. Blank plus blank equals blank. Here's your next number. Take a look at that number and decide what plus what is going to equal that. All right, so let's take a look at our tens place. The value of that 4 actually means 40. You got it. And then this 9 means 9. It's in the ones place. So 40 plus 9 equals 49. All right, 2 more. Go ahead and write your number sentence for that number up there. Pay attention to what does this really mean and what's the value of that to help you decompose it. So this 5, because the number is 58, we know that we have to have 50 plus 8 equals 58. Here's our last one. And if you get this right, then you'll be able to say, yes, I was successful at decomposing 2-digit numbers. You were on target. So here is our last one. How can you take that number and break it into tens and ones? So this 8 actually means 80. And this 6 means 6. So we have 80 plus 6 equals 86. All right, and just for a quick challenge, let's see if you can do this. Now, for those of you who have been using the strategy of tens and ones, it's a little bit different. So you might want to say this number out loud, and that might help you figure out what plus what equals that number. So this number is 109. And here's my 9 ones, and here's my 10 groups of 10. 10 groups of 10 is 100. We hear that when we say the number 109. So I'm going to write 100 plus 9 equals 109. All right, awesome job today decomposing 2-digit numbers. For those of you who are out of screen time, I can't wait to see you tomorrow. For those of you who might get a little bit more, be sure to go on to iExcel. Take a look at the little star at the top that shows some suggested lessons for you, and that way you can help get even stronger in your place value skills by doing those lessons. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.